The neighborhood character is changing in Queen Anne, and I'm worried. New multi-purpose housing and retail developments threaten to encroach on the natural habitat of our parking lots. Some of the last gray spaces in otherwise single-family blocks are at risk of extinction. I love the light and the fresh air of a parking lot. It gives a great emotional feeling. Are we going to take that away from future generations? Look, it's time we pave paradise once and for all.
Oh, I'm terrified of a 75-foot building. How do they get that tall? Will I be able to see it from my house? I live in Queen Anne, so I have to feel oppressed by the urban canyons of downtown. Canyons, man. In my neighborhood?
Hello, my name is Greg, and I'm here to tell you about something incredible. They're called the suburbs. If you're ready to make that leap, I can show you a world of endless parking lots and two-story strip malls as far as the eye can see.
But I wanted to be the king of my own castle. Like with the moat.
We're headed to the right place.
If we do build a new grocery store in Queen Anne, I also want it to be so special that people come from all over the world to see it.
In the suburbs, we reject false idols like tourism-worthy destination grocery stores. We worship the true gods, family restaurants like Outback and Applebee's.
Oh, that doesn't sound so bad. But in this house, we believe Black Lives Matter, no human is illegal, love is love, women's rights are human rights, science is real, water is life, and injustice anywhere is a threat to injustice anywhere. Can I still believe that in the suburbs?
We can't advise that, no.
Oh, I guess that's okay. I was just trying to impress my neighbors anyway.
So it's all just white people out there then?
Let's just say I know the best neighborhoods.
Welcome to the show. This is Seattle Sucks Podcast. This is Colin speaking. I'm joined with Greg.
I'm here.
And
I'm
very,
Greg.
Very special guest,
Yeah,
Greg.
This is John Behr. He's a stand-up comedian and an artist and beloved Capitol Hill barfly and a close buddy of mine.
And fond lover of moats, I'm learning.
Yes.
Oh, that was just a character.
Oh, okay.
Sure it was,
right.
John.
If you say so. So
you're on the record now.
So what you just heard was a Seattle Sucks dramatization of a Queen Anne Greenway's live tweeting of a meeting that took place a couple weeks ago about what to do with that Safeway on Upper Queen Anne.
Yeah, it's really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I think my position is those really weird retired landscape architects should fuck off out of the city
That
and
would
leave
be
it
great.
for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we talking about today? We got John here. It's exciting times in Seattle.
Yeah, very exciting. We're going to solve homelessness.
I thought the word was that we're not going to solve homelessness.
Yeah.
I've been convinced that we're not going to solve homelessness. That was the takeaway, right?
Well, I think that came out of the mouths of at least the first four speakers in the press.
That press conference with so you know more about this than I. You actually kind of watched that video. So this is like the first step in the mythical like regional solution we've been hearing about all along.
Yeah.
That has precluded the possibility of any other solution.
Yes, exactly.
To our homelessness crisis.
This grew out of the One Table initiative, which I think was started quite a while ago, like May, maybe, or before May. So this was like a bunch of mayors around the Seattle area, Dow Constantine, so the county, obviously our all-time favorite, Jenny Durkin, and they've been harping on this, and we've been harping on it too, that we really need a regional solution. So
yes, we've been harping
Yeah.
just endlessly on how important a regional solution is to this.
It's paramount, really. And I think it was really instructive and smart of them to just go, look, it's impossible for us to solve homelessness. That just can't happen. There's no way we could possibly do that. So instead, why don't we just make a bigger, cooler clubhouse that we all can hang out in? And
Well, it's not just them. It's not just like the mayors and Dow Constantine.
It's more. It's more.
It's like corporate stuff too. It's
it's the Bill and Gates.
Okay, yeah, the Gates Foundation,
Vulcan. Those were the names that were led with. They didn't. I'm sure other people are involved, but they weren't cool, so they didn't get to speak. I didn't watch the full video because it was like 45 minutes long, and everyone was saying exactly the same thing. Which was that we will not be able to solve homelessness. What we've been doing in each respective person, at the county, Dow Constantine, at the city, Jenny Durkin, at the high tower institutions of Bill Gates and Paul Allen, those things that we've been able to do are good. We've had lots of wins. We are moving the needle. But really, what we need is we just all need to get together, hash it out more, have one cool agency that spans all of these aspects that we can all utilize, I guess. And then what we found out is that there's no plan. No one said what that agency will do. So
it sounds like all these people are going to get in a room. These elected officials, their staffs, some of these companies, and identify the problem. What was that, John?
Make a hockey team?
yeah. Actually, that'll probably be the first announcement.
We already have
a
one.
regional hockey team.
Yeah.
But no, they'll get in a room and they'll identify problems
that we can't solve.
Well, we know we can't solve them. That's the one. There are knowns and unknowns.
Right.
We know we can't solve homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is unknown.
Right.
So they've got to get in a room, work together, think this up, and come up with some kind of proposal that then they will negotiate with and try to intertwine with the ideas of the Innovation Advisory Council, of which there is some overlap, I believe.
There is, because of the mandate that was given to the Innovation Advisory Council.
But even on, principles, right? I mean, it is... Maybe not. Maybe is the Gates Foundation on the list of whatever on the Innovation
I don't
Advisory
believe
Council?
so,
Or
no.
Not Vulcan either. No, it's just strictly, tech companies, huh? Because that's all about, leveraging innovative minds to come up. So maybe then the regional group... Wait, does it have a name?
Not that I know of. No.
So they'll go to the Innovation Advisory Council and use them as a resource for developing what? I mean, basically, you were saying, it's like a party line instead of
having to call all your friends individually one at a time. You can just hop on, have a nice chat about homelessness.
Right. So basically, there'll be one central clearinghouse.
Yes.
Run for all inquiries about services that there aren't enough available.
Exactly.
So one place you can call to see, where can I get a bed tonight? So one place to tell you, you're too late, asshole.
Yeah.
All the beds are full,
right.
Right.
Precisely.
Where can I get free drug treatment? Where can I... how can I sign up for subsidized public housing? There's now going to be one number to call.
Yeah.
One place to go to be told that society doesn't give a fuck if you live or die. Because we're not going to solve homelessness.
No, and I guess that is the grimmest thing to me. It's on the face of it, I could see an agency that spanned government agencies or municipal governments as being a possibly good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, they've just announced that they're going to have more meetings. It's more process. They didn't say, we're all going to get together and we're going to do these specific things. They just said, we're going to keep talking as we've done for probably at this point years.
Well, they're going to... I mean, the need for a regional solution has been used to just preclude the possibility of anything else. So it's like, well, no, we can't do that because it has to be regional.
Yeah.
So now, anytime you suggest anything that's, to any of these municipalities, it's going to be, well, like, let's take it to the region. And then what that means is you've got all this body, this like Congress of regional stakeholders, municipalities that you then have to like convince someone something to do, and then you have this problem. Like, it's true that of course it's a regional solution, it's a national fucking problem.
Exactly.
Like, but we're not going to change something on the national level tomorrow.
No.
And you know what? We're not going to change something on a regional level because all those fucking suburbs, their main concern is keeping homeless people out of their fucking territory and shipping them back to Seattle. Like, they don't give a fuck. Even less than anyone in Seattle does. So, like, all you're doing now is, like, diluting the potential...
power you had for change.
The political will.
Yeah.
Whatever political will Seattle has to do something to impact somebody's life is now diluted throughout all of King County. And just think about that for a minute. I mean,
Yeah. I'm sure you're right. I mean, that every time we have a cynical take, it feels like it's born out of reality.
Yeah. But, I mean, what political will is going to be brought to bear positively by the people elected in Auburn,
Yeah. None. Absolutely none. Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah, well, that fucking bums me out. So there's that, right? And then there's also the fact that I think you maybe tweeted about today, I tweeted about at the time it happened, the fact that the Gates Foundation and Vulcan have seats at the table, even though they're not accountable to anybody.
Yeah.
And they have their own bizarre opinions and policies that, again, we have no input really into as citizens of Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, this gets a little esoteric maybe, but like, Vulcan's a real estate developer. Like a for-profit real estate developer that has participated in the changing of the real estate market in this city. So, like, but this is like the instinct of a liberal like Mayor Jenny is like, find those people who are causing the problem and work with them, like, to find new and innovative solutions.
Which I'm sure there's going to be some kind of synergy. Like somebody from the Gates Foundation, or maybe more like out of Vulcan, is going to say, you know what, the NHL is coming. We're going to construct we're going to construct a new arena. Why don't we have a death match on the ice with homeless people, and whoever wins gets a house, no questions asked.
Yeah, or
and
like
something like that will get implemented by Jenny Durkin.
Or like pay-per-view state-sanctioned bum fights is like how we raise the money.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, like Running Man.
We were talking about oh, that's good. We were talking about this before. How like on the issue of like getting a hockey team in Seattle. Like, what were you just saying? Oh, you were telling us that...
yeah, so KXP was just announced that they're going to be the official music provider of the, as of yet, unnamed NHL
Unknown team. NHL team.
No, we have a team, but we just don't have a name yet. Like, the deal's...
players on it?
Well, I don't think so, but the great gods of the NHL have rended their own flesh to create a team here, however the process works.
So, but all along, like, it's just so instructive that all over the last several years, like, the idea of a hockey team, well, and certainly over the last 1 year, tenure of Mayor Jenny Durkin.
Yeah.
And everything to do with getting a hockey team here. This moral imperative that like has to happen has been all like cart before horse, like just looking ahead to like the North Star of a hockey team and just like barreling on through whatever obstacle, like almost like positive affirmation or like will, just like it's a triumph of the will is what I'm saying. Okay, that Mayor Jenny got us a hockey team. Okay,
yeah,
and all the more because she's gonna be out there like shooting the first puck to roaring fans, and that's gonna make some great footage.
She and Carmen Best are gonna shoot guns out at center rink, like at the goalie or something cool like that.
Oh my god, that is gonna happen.
And then John from the morning show is gonna be playing some hip shit on ones and twos.
Dude, and we'll see it all in like some like really dramatic black and white photography. Contrast that with, listen, we ain't gonna solve homelessness, people. Like, chill the fuck out. Just don't get your goddamn hopes up. This is impossible. It's an impossible thing. Yeah. We can't do anything about it. Like, but we're gonna not do something about it in a more practical and efficient and considered way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you're touching on something that occurred to me when I was watching it, which is like, this is such the managerial response.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, having worked in medium-sized companies, it's funny you always hear, like, there's just so much friction. There's all this friction between these agencies. And, a manager's like, we all gotta get in one place. And it's like, that's all they can think about is the process of this rather than like, oh, are we supposed to be helping someone? Why are we having meetings again? They're just like coming all over themselves to have a new meeting space so that they can, name conference rooms the Gary Ridgway room or whatever they do, to have a laugh. I don't fucking know. But...
Oh, man. Friend of the show, Gary Ridgway. Shout out to the Green River Killer, everybody.
Greatest of all time that we know of, I think, right?
Of what? Of
serial killing?
No, in America.
Okay.
In America, yeah.
Okay. Who's better?
There's people back farther in history who are a lot better, bigger numbers.
Come
but
on.
Even like the guy in the 70s or the 80s in the Soviet Union, like fucked and killed like hundreds of kids or something. I don't know.
Wow. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, where was the Cold War then? Why didn't we support Gary? I mean, they're probably contemporaries, really, killing at the same time.
Yeah. That like.
Why did we lose
a miracle on the Green River? Right? Oh man, yeah, that should have been like in our.
That's
like,
a disgrace.
Fuck Star Wars. More like
that was another Sputnik moment.
It was actually. Yeah, the FBI crime lab actually assisted the Soviets in with their using their profiling methods, which the Soviets didn't have any concept like that. Anyway, this is a fucking weird tangent. Anyway,
Sorry.
Gary Ridgway, cool. Cold War, bad. I don't know.
Yeah, and all we're saying is if the U.S. threw a little more weight behind him, he could have
gone all the way. He could have gone all the way. Yeah.
That's all I'm
all
saying.
right. What the fuck were we talking about?
We were talking about this new agency,
oh, God.
and we were talking about NHL teams, and and how cool fucking Jenny Durkin is. I mean, what a
year.
boss.
Okay, 1 year. Looking back, 1 year.
Hell yeah. What a year it's been.
365 days like Monday or something. I don't know. Okay, let's just start with the positive. We passed the head tax.
Hell yeah. Unanimously
passed.
Fuck yeah.
And
for 14
signed
days
into law by
something.
Mayor Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Good work.
That ruled.
Now for the negative.
We repealed the head tax. And she was instrumental in that.
Oh, yeah.
We're still waiting on that litigation.
Yeah.
Well, we have a hockey team. We just covered that.
Okay, wait. So tell me about when did the hockey team? I'm not really following this shit except just like, ironically and derisively. Like, what happened when did it happen that we got a hockey team, and what does that mean?
Come on, dude. I thought you were a cool LA guy. Fucking Jerry Bruckheimer is a co-owner, man.
Of what team?
Of our team.
What's our team? Is it a new
team.
like a new team, or
yes,
is it
it's an
like an actual
team
expansion
for I believe 2020. Coincidence? Probably not. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe someone cool like Mayor Jenny could throw her hat in the ring, unify us all. But
oh my God, Mayor Jenny for president.
Hell yeah.
No, she's running for governor at that point.
Yeah,
so.
that's kind of what I'm.
When is her term up? She's only been in a year. How long are Seattle mayor terms? I feel stupid just now. I think it is actually 4 years.
I think it's 4 years as well.
Yeah.
So I believe this was announced I think before Thanksgiving. Like, this was a while ago. And
sorry, despite Mayor Jenny's insistence that I care, just her relentless insistence that this is the most important thing, I just can't even be bothered to follow the details.
Well, I don't blame you, because we don't have a name, so there was people were running all kinds of polls. We were going to be the Krakens. Apparently, we used to have a team called the Totems. Sean Scott actually had some comments on this on Twitter, because basically said, well, you know, there's nothing inherently bad about a sports team, kind of trying to put a rose-tinted glasses on there, but saying, like, we shouldn't appropriate native iconography, which I'm assuming was a nod to the legacy totems, because it's a totem. I can't remember what the other
hockey team McHockey team face.
Okay. If they let the public vote, then yeah.
Yeah, if they let John Behr vote, I nominate John Behr to come up with the name, to come up with a list of like 10 top possibilities, and then pick one. John Behr.
Dude, Seattle hockey team players.
You could do the logo. That's...
Yeah, it could be the new Seattle hockey team logo by a local artist. John Behr is totally non-objective ink splotches on.
Can I meet John in the morning?
Yeah. Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Only if you're willing to be shot with a gun by Mary Jenny Durkin.
I am. Wait, no.
Wait.
Sometimes I am.
Okay. So I got it. This is gonna solve like your entire life. This is gonna move you to the next step. Okay. John Behr, new grand opening Key Arena artist in residence. You're gonna have a skybox that you live in. That's your studio. Okay.
No, dude, they wouldn't let you live above the ice.
Okay, under the ice. Okay. Artist in residence under the ice. If you go to whatever is the circle in the center, and you look really closely, it's actually like transparent glass, just an inch below the ice. So you get down there, you can see into John's work studio, and during the games, he's in there working.
I thought you were saying like after I get shot on opening day.
No, that's all part of the ceremony. Yeah. That's all part of the ceremony.
Yeah, that's how you get initiated into the artist in residency program, I think.
You do kind of look like you were just thawed out of a glacier.
Thanks.
Colin's gonna spit take all over his computer. He can't get his cherry coke down.
Oh, now you know why this show's so good, because we're so nice to our guests.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, we were just saying before the show, John was pointing out that we've covered the Magnolia next door very heavily, and John was pointing out that it would be unwise for him to walk around that neighborhood.
I sometimes go there because of work, and I'm always very afraid.
Yeah, because like there literally are, as we have documented, like people behind their blinds with loaded shotguns, just like waiting to take a stand against.
Yeah,
I've never had an incident. I've never been talked to badly. I've always just felt very uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, because they never would say anything to you.
I understand.
What they would
that
do
about
is they'd
America.
see you, and then they would immediately get on their phone or their computer.
They immediately
and
start
then
constructing an insidious narrative
Yeah, and they
about
would
the
say,
vagrant they see outside
There's
their
a man
window.
who looks like he was unthawed from a glacier walking around near Discovery Park. I think he might have a gun. What should I do?
So the thing is, like, it's a look. It used to be normal. Like, you just look like me because you live in Seattle.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
that's just... I just look like another fucking guy.
No, man, you look cool. You don't look fucking stupid. I don't know what Greg is talking about, but you definitely don't look like somebody that lives in Magnolia.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
but that is, I mean, that's a real thing though. Like, yeah, this city has changed, man.
Yeah,
it's
so
changed right around you.
There was a few years, like, I was sitting back, I was sitting at the comment, and a lady, like, asked me if my look, like, my beard, like, affects my employment. And I'm like, lady, I am a guy sitting at the bar at the Comet. Like, why are you asking?
What makes you think I'm employed?
Yeah, first of all, you're assuming that employment even matters to me.
I know better than that.
But also, second of all, we are at the Comet.
That's a weird question to go. Wait, so when is this? Is like the new like
Yeah, this is probably
tech
like
crowd like coming
2000.
in. Yeah.
I don't know. It was something like that. It was very. I don't remember because it was confusing. I didn't really understand it at the time. It was probably like around 2011 or 2000.
This is like an early sighting. This is like before
Yeah.
you understood that you were about to be surrounded by like new
Yeah.
condos and tech bros like wandering up the
ladies,
hill.
like in their strollers that are made out of bicycle wheels,
Yeah.
jogging.
Yeah.
There's jogging now. That's people are
Yeah.
jogging on.
Jogging, that's been an American yuppie phenomenon since like the late 70s, but
I
it
never
hadn't
used to
come to
see
your
it here.
neighborhood
No,
till
no.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you lived on the hill, John? Or in Seattle? How long have you lived in Seattle? Remind me.
I moved to Capitol Hill in 2003.
Dude, that's long. So long
And where were you
ago.
living before?
I lived on the east side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Another. He's an East Sider, at least for some time. Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple or so years or something like that. Like, I definitely didn't have roots there. Like, I can't go there now and find friendly faces. I don't have cousins or anything
Got it.
there.
Got it.
Colin and I are from the East Side.
Yeah.
I always denied it growing up. Said, no, man, it's the North Shore. We're north of
I was
the lake.
just gonna say
We're
that.
north.
So,
We're north of the lake.
So that propaganda or whatever worked.
Yeah,
Yes.
now I'm just like, yeah, I grew up on the East Side.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I guess I've been gone for long enough that I'm not. It's I feel like I have some city cred.
Well, one thing about, like, being out there is, like, you know somebody's cool because they stick out, so it's really easy to find people to talk to.
That's true.
It's not easy to find people to talk to, but when you see them, you know. That's what I found.
So, like, what do you see in someone, John Behr, that you're like, oh, I'm gonna get to know that dude?
I don't know, bad attitude.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Awesome.
So somebody like playing with a lighter, like just lighting.
Oh yeah,
matches.
badass shit like that.
Fucking cool.
Or like doing devil sticks in the park, right?
Yeah. I don't know what that. Oh yeah. Okay.
I just had to do the hand motion for Johnny. Got right up.
But I totally know what you're saying. It's like you see, even in Seattle now, everyone looks the same, like they are low-rent versions of some doppelganger in New York City or something. Yeah. Like, they're not cool. They have some boring job. They came from California or Colorado, and they have an umbrella.
Yeah. Fuck them and their umbrellas. This is not a beat we need to take up because I think it's been done to death here, but I'm with it. Like,
about umbrellas.
Yeah.
They take up too much space.
And you don't need them.
Yeah.
They can poke people in the eye. Like, you can poke people's eyes out with umbrellas.
Yeah, you can. John Behr, let's just talk more about John Behr. When's the last? So when's the last time you did like any stand up?
Oh, I stopped stand up. Okay, so I didn't really start. I did it for like maybe 6 months. And I was getting to the point where like, okay, like if you really want to do this, this is where you could start going.
Yeah.
The Trump election happened, so I didn't feel like there was any real material.
Nothing's
ever.
funny anymore.
Yeah, there was never gonna be any of that.
Oh Jesus!
I just wasn't dedicated.
One more
enough.
Casualty. Yeah, it's something you do have to be really dedicated to. But you're putting
Yeah, I really respect stand up. It's a whole dedication that I just wanted to focus elsewhere.
Yeah. Is there a stand-up scene in Seattle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It just seems so hard. Like, you never hear about people really doing stand-up.
I think when we were growing up, certainly, like, I think the conclusion I came to was that there wasn't a stand-up scene.
Yeah.
I think in whatever there was very small. I think now there's more because there's, you know, we've been over the last decade in like a some kind of blip of a stand-up renaissance, you know, and so I think it's popped up everywhere, but like it's still pretty.
But I mean,
there's a lot of comics. Like, you want to start a night anywhere, like all you have to do is convince the house.
Yeah,
and
You
got
have
a night.
people beating down your door.
Yeah, like I had a night for like about a month or something, like, and it was just a joke. Like, at the Redwood, my friend Aaron Green was like, "Hey, you wanna start a stand-up night?" And we were just like goofing around.
Yeah,
like, it
yeah.
wasn't even trying to be a thing.
Yeah.
But eventually, like, word got out, and like people were like coming to me, like, "Hey, can I get on the list and stuff?" And I'm like, "We're just like goofing around. Like, this isn't really a thing." But
Sure.
the thing about like comics is like, in order to practice, you have to get your time on the microphone. So you do it anywhere, like on the bus, in the grocery store.
Sure.
You say you have a night, and it's like at aisle 5 at the Queen Anne Safeway. You'll have like a lineup, and people will show up.
People come from around the world to see John Behr perform at the Queen Anne Safeway.
But it just seems like an art that is culturally lost significance. Like, maybe more people are doing it, but it's not like the 90s or something where people are selling out stadiums.
I mean, not many people.
I don't know.
No, like, can you name? I mean, all I can think of is like fucking Brendan Wardell or something. Like, young comics that have huge followings.
Like YouTubers? Is that?
I guess. I mean, I think he came out of Twitter, but
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just curious. Like,
Yeah, I really don't know, because like,
yeah,
when I was doing it, I wasn't really doing it. I was like, it was kind of on a dare. Like,
yeah.
I'm funny at work.
Yeah.
I dare you to like go to an open mic. So I did.
I dare you? Did someone really say that to you?
Kinda. I kind of dared myself based on that.
That's funny.
You got 3 minutes where nobody is allowed to interrupt you.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get interrupted a lot. So I was able to just get my shit out. Like,
Sure.
I've got a light on me and I got a microphone.
Yeah.
I'm just telling jokes. I'm not like telling my true self or anything. But like, I got the conch show for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I tried that for a little while. It was nice.
Did you have any other experience performing then, or was this like your first time performing in any capacity?
Yeah,
like bands,
not really.
or?
Not since like I was
Sure.
a little kid. I was Peter from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in a church. In a church production.
Nice.
Back on the Oregon coast, a long, long time ago.
Very cool.
That was
Your debut.
my one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good role. So now you're mostly doing. You spend a lot of time making art, though.
Yeah.
Might as well plug John's show on
definitely.
January 10th,
Which is a Thursday.
Thursday. It's Capitol Hill Art Walk.
Second Thursday every month, Capitol Hill Art Walk.
So John's got a show at
Steve Gilbert's photo studio, which is just south of Pike on Broadway. And you said you're you're doing the show with another person, Specs Wizard.
Specs Wizard, Michael Hall. I'm very honored to share a space
That's awesome.
with a legend.
Yeah. What kind of music does he make? I didn't get a chance to listen to it before the show.
Seattle hip hop.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Specs.
Yeah. Nice.
Awesome. Well, that's gonna be. Sounds like that's gonna be a party. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna find myself there for sure.
Cool.
And maybe take in some of the rest of Art Walk. Yeah. And so he's cranking out new pieces daily to be ready for this show. So you can come check that out. It's gonna be fun, and he's really talented and makes really beautiful stuff. So definitely come check that out.
Let me show you.
Are you looking, everyone? Can you see?
That was incredible.
Can you see? My mind is blown away by what I just saw.
I don't think they're going to be ready for that, John.
Yeah.
That was something.
Okay, so in the PI has this story. But okay, this is the correction. Oh no, they have the original thing here. So the corrected story is... Correction! An earlier version of this story erroneously reported that the Spokane Valley City Council has planned to vote on a measure that would split the state in two.
Yeah, and I think that correction was issued because of Erica C. Barnett.
Oh, probably. Well, I mean, it's just... It's funny that, like, that is kind
of... Spokane Exit?
Specs it.
Spook Exit? Oh, man. So, anyway, it's just badly worded article, but it's funny in itself because, of course, they have obviously no authority to secede the entire half of the state with their city council. But the story itself is pretty funny. So Representatives Matt Shea and Bob McCassin are Republican from Spokane Valley. These are state representatives. Brought forward a proposal to split Washington State into two states in 2016. The PI points out that this hasn't gained any traction since, except apparently in the Spokane County Council. The House Republican caucus in the Washington legislature decided last month to take a position away from Matt Shea. So they slapped this guy with... he had like a party position in the caucus in the state house.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't he like the chair or something?
He was the chair. He was like a... he's the caucus chair.
Yeah.
Of the... Yeah. So... And they took this away from him because the decision came after Shea released a document, Biblical Basis for War, which discussed creation of a holy army and is, in Shea's words, a summary of sermons on biblical war in the Old Testament. Well, I'm with him there because the Old Testament is an insanely bloody book that is absolutely like an endorsement of war. But the document depicts the Christian God as a warrior, absolutely true, and lists as conditions before war is declared: stop all abortions, end same-sex marriage, ban communism, end idolatry and occultism.
Ban communism.
Fucking throw it in there. Like, that has nothing to do with
and must
this
obey
shit,
biblical law. Again, I am with him on this. I think we should not go into any wars until all of that has been achieved. So, I absolutely am with him on that.
That guy's hella cool. Can you imagine where that file was saved on his desktop? It was probably like, 8 folders deep in a file called like cool_ideas.txt.
No, but he must have put it out somewhere, right?
Yeah, I can't remember how it got leaked.
After he released the doc, he must have put it up online. Or, like, maybe he printed it out and, like, put it on all the legislators' desks in Olympia, It's like... Maybe it's like the mission statement in Jerry Maguire,
Oh, God, yeah.
Maybe he gave a big, like, impassioned speech before he... when he was fired, but he really quit, The Public Disclosure Commission has received a complaint that Shea has channeled surplus campaign funds to what the Southern Poverty Law Center describes as far-right extremist groups in Colorado and Arizona. It just goes on to detail what a cool guy this is. And Shea has taken his campaign for liberty, in case we kind of skipped over that. The proposal from this guy and the handful of clowns over there, you know, there's always been some people talking about these like fantasies of splitting Washington State, but theirs is
their Cascadia.
Yeah. So that's Cascadia is like the
nobody actually believes in it.
No, like
don't say no.
Okay.
I'm sorry for all you. I'm with you guys.
A boat on the other side of the marina is called Cascadia and flies the Douglas fir flag. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to my buddy Sam over there. It's just so funny, but like it's almost like it's Cascadia. It's like if you split if they all took over, you would split the state into Cascadia and Liberty. You know, right-wing religious extremists to the east and like
Amazon,
a narco free market. Like,
yeah. Now that Cascadia has been infected by the ones and 001 people.
Yeah.
They'll all be like, yeah. It'll, Bitcoin will be the currency and whatever. I don't know. So you're familiar with the Cascadia movement then, John?
Who isn't?
Yeah.
It's not a secret, right?
No.
It feels like
not if you've been inducted into their ranks, John.
It feels like it's really gained traction and popularity. I mean, people have talked about extending some phantom state that goes from Vancouver all the way to Portland.
Yeah. Cascadia.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm more of a one world government guy.
I
think that's what we should have.
A new world order.
Well, I think that's an idea that our own city leaders would get behind, because what bigger table could there be than one world government? I mean, that's like the ultimate process, right? Every stakeholder together.
Oh my God! Wow, when you put it that way. No, but I mean that is. I mean, you say that sort of in jest, but that is like a big part of the neoliberal project, is to take things of like issues of material concern and elevate them to a political level above and distant from actual people and government that they're even a little bit connected to, so that they can be resolved and hash out through a political process that is immune from democracy. I mean, this is for all the nice things you could say about the European Union, this is what people fucking hate about that. One of the things, people hate a lot of things, and some of them are very stupid, but the legitimate critiques against it is that, I mean, that's what the WTO is all about. I mean, this is like the neoliberal project, is to depoliticize and remove governance of economics from democracy.
Well, it's working.
Yeah.
But that would be really fucking awesome if they seceded, because they'd have like no ports except for on the Columbia.
Hey, it works for fucking Wyoming.
Does it though? There's like 10 people that live there.
No, it's just so like engaging in like even a conversation about this. It's just so like weird and stupid.
I'm imagining like the fucking Star Wars scene. Like you'd go over there, you go out to like Yakima, and you're just out in that high desert, and maybe you're out birding or something, and then fucking sand people ambush you, steal all your shit, and like that's what liberty seems like it would be like.
Yeah,
it would have fantastic fruit and vegetables though.
That'd be their only source of
They'd have to
income.
eat it all themselves, because they wouldn't have a market abroad for it, because they don't have ports, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we would probably tax the shit out of that.
I mean, this is all like, I almost feel like we're like devolving
Taking
to their level.
seriously.
No, yeah, because it's like it's this adolescent fantasy. Like it doesn't even.
I'm trying to romanticize it to some kind of like 19th 19th century,
like filibustering.
Even fucking the Mormon guy, like when he was trying to create Naboo.
Joseph Smith.
Yeah, Joseph Smith. Like just some people trying to create their Galt's Gulch out in eastern Washington. It would just end up like Kansas. I mean, we know how it would end up now because we have Kansas. So
yeah, we'd have a third world country right on our border.
Yeah.
That we'd have to deal with.
Yeah. Like the minute you get to the top of Stevens Pass, the roads just like are unmaintained, or like there's a toll booth immediately when you get up there.
Yeah. But there's thankfully also like a U-turn lane.
Yeah.
Okay, so John and I were over in Liberty. We were in
we were in the borderlands. We were right on the border.
Yeah. Well, we were over the mountains.
Down,
but like
but
in
if the shit went down, it would have gone down there.
Yeah. Like cuz we spent all of September, I guess, in working in Twisp and outside of Twisp, which is like this. It's like an enclave of like. It's like a small town that got
a weird mix.
Invaded by like vacation real estate, so it's like a vacation destination for Seattle rich people, and so like
the Hamptons that I imagine, but like inland.
Yeah, it's like a weird inland Hamptons, but it's like because it's inland and it's in Liberty, it is like still like a rural place, so it is a very weird mix. There's like there's probably does have the nicest restaurants you will find that side of the mountains.
Walla Walla has some nice restaurants.
All right, yeah. You get out to the wine country, then there's like wine country stuff too, but this place. But then there's also like full on like oaky dive bars too.
Good old boys,
real good old boy shit.
A lady tried to buy me a sandwich.
Whoa, in Twist?
Yeah.
Wait, was she like a local? Like, was she like down home, or was she like?
No, she looked like she was hiking or something.
Oh, wow.
She just took a look at me and she decided that I shouldn't smoke, and it's bad for you. You should. And here's $5.
She told you that?
Yeah, because she took a look at me and she thought I needed a sandwich.
Did you take the money?
No.
I'd have taken the money.
Wow.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Then another lady was like, I was at the coffee shop and I'm overhearing conversations, and God told her that the Methal Valley shall be his new kingdom, and the lame and the blind shall be able to walk and see and stuff, and the property that they bought has gold in it.
That's the tea.
Fucking
So
awesome.
I told her there's gold in the property that.
So did you happen to see the person she was talking to? Were they just like nodding their head like? Yes.
Well, they all believed in it. They were all just like, yes, yes, praise him.
Praise him. Oh damn, dude.
Yeah, they were all like.
That's wild.
Yeah, man, that was a weird scene.
There's some guy out there whose name's Treebeard.
There was the wacky artist too.
There's all that.
The weird dreadlock people.
No, but see, that's how that happened. It was
that mix,
it was like artists went out there and bought up some cheap shit like a long time ago, and thought they could hide in the middle of nowhere. But then it's just like an urban cheap artist enclave. That's the target for gentrification. So this is like Washington's Joshua Tree, basically.
Yeah.
Except it's not. It'll never be that hip. But it's basically our Joshua Tree, Liberty's Joshua Tree, I should say.
Right on the borders.
Yeah, well, it's right over. It's like right when it's the first. when you first come out of the mountains, if you're going on like the Cascade Loop or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the first stop really in the North Cascades, but yeah, man, we had some wild times out there. I remember walking to. I mean, I saw like a real like full on like good old boy like bar fight
Whoa.
That was really fun, like a real Liberty bar fight.
Damn.
It was actually kind of horrifying.
But didn't you were on your phone that one time on the highway where there was no cars and a cougar just like
Oh fuck!
brushed up and like licked you on the
That's
hand
right.
or something?
That's right.
Excuse me?
Holy shit! Have I not told you this?
No.
Okay, so we're out. We're across the river, like the other side of town. Like in one of the places we were staying, had like a barbecue. Everyone, all the people we were working with were hanging out on the back porch of this, like some vacation home we were renting, like a kind of an Airbnb thing.
Sure.
So there's like fucking 12 people out on a back porch, talking and laughing. And there's music going, and it's the middle of the damn night. It's dark as fuck. I take a call. I like wander around the driveway, and I'm doing my call. I'm like, oh, it is dark as hell out here. I love this. This is great. I wanted to just like get away from even the ambient light of the house. So I just like walked up the driveway to the road, and I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if I can just like I could not even see the road like beneath. I could barely make out like the edge of the road and the shoulder.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just like pace along here, see if I can even keep my way. I have no awareness of anything around me until right on my hip. I swear to God, 6 inches off my hip, a large cat like growls at me like, "Arr!"
Holy shit.
And this is a full-size cougar, okay?
Yeah.
I can tell when, because I see his eyes and like teeth barely as he's growling at me. And I wonder if I had like jumped or something, would I be dead now? I don't know. But my sort of like slow reaction, like only like my startle reaction is to just like freeze and make noise. That's like what I do when I see a spider too, like so I just like turned to it. I just like it's like and I just like immediately turned right at it, went and just then and it I'm an incredibly loud person, as you know.
Probably pierced the cougar's eardrum.
I'm a full terror.
I actually feel bad for that. I'm not even.
I'm extremely loud.
Yeah.
I barked in its face, and it just fucking like whoa! It just darted.
Yeah, because it was like I don't know what this is. This isn't a human being. Like I can't eat this.
It's confused. It's like what is it? Well, probably either it stalked up on me from the side,
yeah.
or I think more likely it was actually just standing in the road looking at me from like 15 paces away, and I just walked up to it like no big deal, and just basically, and it only was like, and it's like looking at me like, what the fuck? I'm right here. What the fuck are you doing? And then when I get up to it, it's like fuck off. But yeah, no. So then it skitters away, and I just keep, just like just yelling at the top of my lungs. And at some point I'm like, oh, it's running away. This works. Let's keep doing this. And then I just sort of sped walk back to the house, and I come around the corner. I was just up a driveway, like not like a long, like winding, like. I come around and I'm looking at everyone. And I just sit back down. No, everyone's just laughing and whatever. And it took me like 10 minutes later, as there was a lull. I was like, did no one hear me screaming at the top of my lungs? Like
that's reassuring too.
Yeah, right. No, I mean I'd have died.
Yeah.
And if that cougar was in the mood or I'd made the wrong move, who the fuck knows? I don't know. What's funny is I grew up here. I've hiked in the North Cascades a lot, backpacked deep into there. I've heard cougars, and I've seen tracks tons of times. I've heard cougars many times, and not really been afraid. Going because I've never run into a bear.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't want to.
No.
That scares the shit out of me. But I've heard cougars 100 yards away, and just the way my concept has been, they're smart enough not to get walked up on and startled, and they'll keep away from you because they're afraid of you, and they're smart enough not to get in a compromised position. So if you just let them know you're there loud enough, they'll fuck off. But I got right up on this fucking cougar, so I don't know, man. That sort of shattered some fucking illusions. I don't know how the fuck. I don't know. Wow. That was a wild time.
Jesus.
What was your favorite Liberty story, John? Out there.
I think that one was a good one.
That is quite a story.
There's a lot of good ones.
I mean, you went out, but you were like the first to venture out into like the local bars. I think that was like your first concern. It was like we landed there and he's like, okay guys, I'm gonna go stake out a bar stool.
Yeah. So like hunters would be in there and like, because of those jackets that you gave us, they thought we were firemen, and they're like,
oh yeah,
thank you, brother. We really appreciate what you're doing out here.
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know if you do, because we're doing cool stuff, but I don't know if it's like.
Oh, that's right, because the fires were raging over there. So, like, just out of town, there were fires. So there, so this was like a staging ground for like thousands of firemen.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's.
Appreciate your service, sir.
Oh my god.
Oh, you think? Okay, no.
At least they didn't think you were like in the army with your fatigue jacket on. That was not a mistake someone was going to make.
Think about me.
Oh man.
I don't.
Oh god. Oh, good times. We had a good time. Good time in Liberty. Good to be back in Cascadia. Oh boy. Well, that's fun. I mean, there's so much more we could talk about, I'm sure, but
well, we should probably just mention that the Jenny Jam is coming.
Yeah, the Jenny Jam. I think we'll have to maybe our next episode will be while that's going on, and we can talk about the city's really thoughtful and thorough and forward-looking response to this. In the meantime,
we're doing something a little different this week on Seattle Sucks Podcast. We have we've decided we'd like to sponsor a podcaster, and our first inaugural sponsorship we think should go in-house to Greg. So essentially, for the current market price, I think we decided of a Starbucks latte, which I honestly have no fucking clue what that is. Is that like $4, $5?
I don't know.
Anyway,
including the tip and
whatever that is, for just that much a month?
Yeah.
Every 2 months?
For the price of a single Starbucks latte every month, you can sponsor me, Greg Ryan. You know, a lot of times podcasters will reach out to you for money when they're building a podcast from the ground up, and they'll say, you know, if enough contributors, enough listeners pitch in, I might be able to quit my job and devote more time and crank out more content. Well, in this case, I'm actually already dangerously underemployed, which is the only reason I have any time to do this at all. And having not actually worked in a while, I've got a lot of time on my hands to put toward this podcast if I really wanted to. But then there's so there's really the risk here is that if no one does give money to our Patreon, I might have to get a Square job, and then where will we be? No more Seattle Sucks.
No.
I'll be, I don't know, driving Lyft, or I don't know, stocking grocery shelves, or
are those Square jobs?
I don't know, man. I don't have any real skills. I have a degree in a bullshit discipline that I phoned in anyway.
Isn't that all degrees?
Yeah. I have my professional skills just aren't that valuable. I mean, making independent movies, for example, is not like really a lucrative profession. So yeah, so hey, if you don't want me to have to get a real job, whatever that would be, you can find Seattle Sucks on patreon.com.
Yes, you can, and you can give any amount.
But we're encouraging you to give.
The suggested minimum donation
is whatever the price of a tall latte at Starbucks is at the time of your subscription.
So please go, before you subscribe or donate money, please go out to Starbucks and make sure that you have the latest price.
Yeah, that's very important. And if we get $100 a month going, then we'll consider putting enough effort into this to do premium content for those people paying that $100. See, we're flipping that on its head too. You have to do it first, and then us.
Well, yeah.
Cool.
It's very Seattle of us.
Yeah. Okay. So once again, my buddy John Behr, Capitol Hill Art Walk, January 10th.
Yeah. Second Thursday of the month.
The second Thursday of the month at where?
Steve Gilbert's photo studio.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Come out and see his stuff. He'll be there.
Yeah, support him.
Hey, I'll probably be there. Seattle sucks, everybody.
Yeah.
But where else is there to go?
Oh, okay.
The wind may not blow, might not even snow, but there's nothing like Christmas right here at home. It may not be white, might be a rainy night, but there's nothing like sharing the sounds and the sights of Christmas in the Northwest is a gift that we can share. Christmas in the Northwest is a child's answered prayer. Take away the presents and they still will have a tree. For Christmas in the Northwest is a gift God